Welcome everyone to the live event webcast as we celebrate the Connecting Communities campaign. Eugene Public Library Foundation and the Friends of the Eugene Public Library are working together to bring mobile Wi-Fi lending to the Eugene Public Library. And tonight, we celebrate the library as the heart of our community. So we're so glad you're here tonight. Thank you for being here, everyone. I am Storm Kennedy. I will be your host tonight. My career has been in radio broadcasting and television and theater, and my love for the library spans back, 50 plus years now. So I am so grateful to be a part of this and to be a part of the Eugene Public Library Foundation and connecting the community. So there are so many others who have come together to support this project. And tonight you're going to hear from Library Services Director Will O'Hearn. You're going to hear from Bev Smith, the Executive Director of Kids Sports. Also Dennis Dixon, a name you might remember. Ashton Eaton and Brianne Thiessen Eaton. Also Kim Johnson and so many more. It's going to be a fantastic evening. And we're also going to watch an epic book domino fall. Have you ever seen an epic book domino fall? Well, you will tonight. It's going to be amazing. It spans 4 buildings, 3 floors, and over 2,500 books. So sit back, relax, and get ready to have an amazing evening. We're also going to check in on the progress of our fundraising goal, which is $60,000. And that's going to bring 300 hotspot devices into circulation right here in our own backyard. Now, remember, go online and donate at any time this evening. You can see it on the screen, eplfoundation.org/Wi-Fi, or you can also write a check and send it into the address on your screen. And don't worry, because those links and the address will come back to you throughout the evening as we continue to raise money for the Eugene Public Library Foundation's program. All right, thank you to our partnering sponsor. We love Lane Forest Products. They help our community so much, and we really appreciate everything they've done for the Eugene Public Library and the Eugene Public Library Foundation's program of connecting communities. We also want to thank our donors and our sponsors who have made the success of this campaign possible. Now, this is the fun part. Enter your name in the chat box. Now, if you've already donated, your name will be in for the drawing, but if you have not donated yet, put your name in the chat box so you will be eligible to win a grand prize drawing at the end of the evening. And this campaign, by the way, folks, is to start mobile Wi-Fi lending. And it's going to bring internet access to those in our community who need it the most. And now we're going to hear a little bit more about the campaign and how these devices actually work. What is a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot? You're going to find out how it works. And first, before that, how about a little preview of the epic domino book fall?
$2,500 books. 26 volunteers. Four locations. 10 cameras. One epic book domino fall.
All right, so I'm going to walk you through how to use one of these devices. They are incredibly simple. They're very easy to use. And like you can see, they're very small, so they're super portable. Right here on this little screen, you're going to see the name of the Wi-Fi network just by pushing this button and turning it on. Once that network pops up, it also displays the password right here. So it's all right there for you. And you just take your device and you find the Wi-Fi network. This one's called City of Eugene number 11, and you connect to that Wi-Fi hotspot, and we are connected. And so now this device is connected to this Wi-Fi hotspot for unlimited high-speed internet usage. And as long as this is charged, you can take it anywhere within the Sprint network, which is vast, and you have great coverage that's super fast and easy to use.
Hello, I'm Connie Regali, and I'm president of the Friends of the Eugene Public Library.
And my name is Ellen Todres, and I'm the president of the Eugene Public Library Foundation.
April is a big month for both of the groups because that's when they do their regular fundraisers. But of course, along came COVID and stopped that. So an opportunity came from the library to raise some funds. So we decided to join forces.
It's very exciting and fun to do a project, the Friends and the Foundation together. Both I personally and the Foundation are thrilled to be able to provide opportunities for others in the community to enhance their lives. And this will certainly do that for a number of people.
Donate. It's a wonderful project. And we hope to hear from many of you.
Thank you,
Thank you for connecting communities.
Thank you so much. Great to have you all here today, and thanks, Storm, for helping host us here today. My name is Will O'Hearn. I'm the Library Services Director here for the Eugene Public Library, and I'm so excited to be talking to you here today about the Connecting Communities campaign. Thank you so much to the Friends and the Foundation of the Library for getting together and helping collaborate on this. It's really exciting to see them work together. I know we can get a lot more done together, so that's really wonderful to see. I also want to thank all of you out there for helping support this, and we've seen a great amount of community support so far for this, and we're only about $1,500 away from our $60,000 goal, which is really incredible to get those 300 hotspots in our community. Overwhelmed by the amazing support by all of you out there in the community. We're almost there. And so part of the library's mission is equitable and inclusive information access. And what we've seen during the pandemic is that's really changed the landscape of how that works. The internet before used to be something that was nice to have. You could still go to work, school, connect with your loved ones without it. Today, pandemic has really changed the landscape, and now the internet is a necessity to be able to apply for jobs, to go to school, to go to work, all those things, to connect with your family. All those things require internet access. And we know that the pandemic, internet access is going to be harder to get for those folks who are vulnerable populations, lower socioeconomic status. So thank you for helping connect those folks with that. When the library closed, when the library reopened, back in August of 2020, for folks to be able to come into the library and use the information on the internet, it was really great to see all the people be able to use it. And I've heard some great stories on how much, and it really underscored how much the internet really makes a big difference for people. And these hotspots will do that. And so one of the stories was I had a woman actually lost her job, was laid off at the beginning of the pandemic. She was unable to really apply for jobs, didn't have stable internet access, came to the library, applied for 10, 15 jobs a day. She told me she got multiple job interviews and was actually at the library. I got to reconnect with her as she was printing off material for her new position. I talked to an individual who wasn't able to check his bank account for 6 full months. And he was really relieved to see how well his bank account was doing. He was actually doing okay. It wasn't as bad as he thought, but I wasn't so relieved to know that people in our community like him didn't have access to be able to see important things like financial document statements and all sorts of other important information out there. That underscored how much the landscape has really changed and how much the internet, the library really plays in as a lifeline of information access for all of our community in so many different ways. Lastly, there was a gentleman who was unsheltered who came to the library who used to only stop by his friend's family's house to connect with him and no longer felt it was safe to do so during the pandemic. And he was really excited to be able to get onto Facebook and reestablish those connections, let everyone know during an uncertain time that he was doing okay, he was safe, and able to see what was still happening in their lives and reconnect and kindle with them. And so you can see the pandemic has really extended that digital divide, and this is one way we can help bring it closer together so people can get information access equitably and for all in our community at this time. So with that, I can't wait to hear all the different stories, hundreds of stories of how people's lives are going to be impacted by these hotspots. And again, I want to thank all of you out there, the foundation and the friends working together. And I'm looking forward to seeing a story here that we're going to now go to where we can see where one of our pilot programs where we have 11 hotspots, we can see the impact that one or two of these hotspots can make in people's lives significantly here. So we'll go ahead and cut it over to that. Thank you so much.
My name is Imani. Coming here to First Place, it's been hard. I haven't been able to have a working phone or anything like that. They introduced me to the hotspot and it made it 10 times easier. I just felt more relaxed knowing that I could communicate with other people, go to my doctor's appointments, keep appointments, and make sure everything was okay. Somebody that has a phone and they're walking around town looking for Wi-Fi and all this different stuff, it's hard. It's really hard to do, But just the fact that you have this little itty bitty box that you can just turn on and you can go everywhere and you can go to job interviews and get all the stuff done that you need to get done. It's amazing to me. I like it. I feel like the biggest thing, the one that I struggled with was safety. Making sure that you can stay connected to other people and other people can stay connected to you, especially people that care about you, doctors, jobs, anything like that. If you're trying to be successful or become successful in any way, you're going to need some type of communication. And that's a good way to do it. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, I do a lot of research. I'm doing housing searching and applying for apartments. It's a great resource for us to be able to find what we're looking for and to find the other resources that we need and connect with other organizations. This is a great resource for mobility, to be able to use it anywhere and get the same access and not have to be tied down to a single location.
My 9-year-old is in the 4th grade, so she does a lot of schooling on there. And my 4-year-old likes to use it for dancing and exercises. And we are real grateful for it. And it's a great program you guys got going on. Yeah, I mean, she's able to complete her classes, without any mishaps going on. My son, like I said, he likes to throw on his little head, shoulder, knee to toe videos and get his exercise on, But I mean, it's really beneficiary to my 9-year-old, especially, because she's in school. There's families in need out there, So I mean, like ourselves, like me and my family. I mean, if we could get some hotspots to them and they're homeless or whatever, maybe not just low income or whatever. I mean, I think it would be a great program,
Hi, my name's Berkeley, and I work with Cahoots, which is a part of Whitebird Clinic. And working there, I've seen a huge need for people to have access to the internet, and that is just a piece of accessibility, especially in these times, but always that I'm really excited for the library to be supporting with the purchase of mobile Wi-Fi devices that can be loaned out.
The library's digital collection is so useful, so varied, that increasing access to it is going to be a huge benefit to this community. And because internet access is a real equity issue with low-income households disproportionately affected and low-income households not having access to the internet, I think that it's really going to help bridge the gap. We've seen a huge increase in the use of our online services for this time. And a lot of people have been trying out resources for the first time. I've seen a lot of people use Library to Go. It has so many different titles on so many different subjects, so many different ebooks to read, that it is a hugely popular resource. Another great resource is Hoopla. It's great for entertainment. It has a lot of different videos, different music, different ebooks. So it's really a way to just escape from the stress and the monotony of the day, to go in there, learn something new, watch something fun. So it's also been a very popular resource during this time. The library is all about learning new things. And we have a lot of resources for learning something new. You want to learn how to fix your classic car? Well, then you can go onto our auto repair database. Do you want to learn something to help you improve your employment prospects? You can go to LinkedIn Learning. It used to be called lynda.com. It has so many different classes you can take, tons of classes on computer programming, any kind of technology skills, and even soft skills that you might need for the workplace. Another resource that I really like for learning new things is Learning Express Library. Learning Express Library is something that we have in both English and Spanish, and it is great for learning basic reading skills, improving your math skills, studying for the GED test, or even studying for the test to become a US citizen. So we have lots of resources for that. I can't even pick a favorite. They are all fantastic.
Thank you, Will and Emily, Jason, Imani, and all those participating in the Wi-Fi hotspot program right now. It's a really important pilot program, and it's going to be something special for so many people. We can see how internet access impacts lives each and every day and how important this really is. So remember, you can donate right there on the screen, eplfoundation.org/Wi-Fi. You can do that right now, or you can write a check and stick it in an envelope and send it into the address on the screen. Now, over the past year, we've had some difficulties, and the library has stepped up in so many ways to support our community. Books and online resources have been lifelines for so many of us. So right now, we're going to show you some love of books. We're going to show you some book recommendations and more. But first, I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes of my love for books. Welcome to my home and to a little glimpse into my reading world. And what I like to do, I have two reading corners. And this one is the big red cupboard that I like to call it. And in here are my scripts. I love scripts to plays. And when I'm not in a play, I love reading them. So I go in here and just pick a script, never know what it's going to be. Having a wonderful time. Wish you were here. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. So here we go. Then I go into my favorite little corner with my red chair and my yellow pillow. And I get comfy in, and I just like to read a script. I like to open it up, sometimes start from the beginning, sometimes start in the middle, and just read it in different ways and different dialects or different voices, and kind of imagine that if I ever get cast in this play, how I might read it. And it's just a wonderful way to de-stress and go into that imaginary world. And another favorite reading corner in my world is over here on my, shall we call it a love seat, or just a favorite little couch. My dog resting gently and quietly, usually, not all the time. I always have a favorite drink, which is a sparkly water, raspberry lime, my favorite. It's the best. And over here are books that I like to call my growth books, books that help me think about different things in life, be a better person, help others, whatever it might be. And this one, The 4 Agreements, is fantastic. It's a great book, and it always inspires me. So I sometimes just open it up to any page and go from there. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. That's a perfect page to turn to. So this is so fun. I love sharing a little bit of my world with you, and I really appreciate you being here tonight.
Hey guys, this is Ashton and Brianne Eaton here, and we really just want to stress the importance of books and libraries. We grew up with our teachers and parents reading us books, and to this day, it's something that we still continue to love to do. And so I think we often take books for granted, and this is just a really important cause.
Now that we have Ander, reading has become such an important part of our day and encourages us to step away from our daily responsibilities to read to him. He will often crawl up the stairs in excitement and anticipation of his nap or bedtime story, and oftentimes we'll find him pulling every book he can find off his shelf and reading to himself. So please join us in supporting the Eugene Public Library's campaign to help provide Wi-Fi access to those in our community who need it most.
My name is Bev Smith, and I'm the Executive Director of Kids Sports. Sports and basketball were and are a big part of my life. However, as a child, books were my Bible. Growing up in a small Canadian town, books allowed us a window into the world. From picture books as a toddler to borrowed books from Tuesday night at the public library, curiosity and imagination were ignited. I continue to this day to be a booker, and as a result, a lifelong learner. Robert Fulghum, the author of the book, All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten, summed up best what I've learned from books. And that is, imagination is stronger than knowledge, myth is more potent than history, that dreams are more powerful than facts, that hope triumphs over experience, that laughter is such a great cure for grief, and that kindness is contagious because kind people are the best kind of people. Access to books and libraries are critical components for kids and families in our community to grow, to develop, to learn, and discover. All I really needed to know, I learned through the access I had to books as a child. Please join me in helping the Eugene Public Library Foundation and the Friends of Eugene Public Library find a way to keep books in play in our community. It's as important now as ever.
Hi, everyone. I am Kim Johnson. I am the author of This Is My America. This debuted the summer of July 2020. It's about a 17-year-old Black girl whose father has been wrongfully incarcerated and her journey to help fight for her father and her brother. My journey as a reader actually started at the Eugene Public Library as a young kid. My mom would take me and my sisters every single week, and we would have an hour to pick any book that we wanted. I was filled with so many memories as a young person, all the way from my Encyclopedia Brown obsessions, Babysitter's Club, Nancy Drew, ghost stories and mysteries. Every week, stacks and stacks and stacks of them. I had access with my own card that I would be able to choose any book. I didn't need money. I didn't need anything other than my own interest to pick up books and try new things. And as I think about those early times of my love of reading, I now am so honored to be able to write stories that now sit within the Eugene Public Library and can be shared to everyone. It's so important that every city has a public library, and in particular in Eugene. We have so many young minds that are still shaping and developing and growing. And the love of reading can really expand by the ability to have access to books. And so I just want you all to support the Eugene Public Library. I hope that you join me in supporting the wonderful works that the Eugene Public Library has done over the years in their educational programs, the speakers that they bring to, the expansion of the public library. We need to ensure that it is here through perpetuity. So thank you all and have a wonderful year.
Hi, my name is Jose Alejandro Guzman, and when my family and I first came to Eugene, the Eugene Public Library was a new and exciting adventure. My family and I have found such a nice place that fits all our needs and more. We enjoy different programs like the Maker Hub, the Media Lab, the 3D printing robotics, Imagination Library, and we had access to a wide variety of printed and electronic books, video games, toys, movies, you name it. We are grateful for the Eugene Public Library contribution to the community. Please Help me support the Eugene Public Library.
Wow, amazing. Thank you, everyone. There is so much love for the Eugene Public Library and books in our community. All right, so we have a few more guests, kind of fun. It's always nice to see guests in our community, like Mayor Lucy Vinnis, Dennis Dixon, and the reigning Slug Queen. And then we will get a special treat from our library staff, so stay put and enjoy.
I'm a lifelong patron and supporter of the library system. I raised my sons in Eugene coming weekly for story time and to get new books when they were children, and later to do research on school projects. The library is the foundation and the center of our community, and that is never more true than it is today. We have seen through this pandemic the importance of staying connected through our internet services for students, for job seekers, for seniors. And we have also seen the profound disruption and impact on our low-income households, unhoused, and people of color who do not have the same access to the internet. Your public library has a plan to help span that digital divide. I am grateful to the Eugene Public Library Foundation, to the Friends of the Eugene Library for launching this initiative. Please join me in supporting this campaign to acquire mobile hotspots for Eugene households and log on.
Hello, my name is Dennis Dixon, and I want to take the time to let everyone know just how libraries and books have impacted my life a ton. Just being a quarterback, you're going to take the praise and the heat, right? But one thing that I learned early was I can only go as far as my teammates, and obviously that common goal. And as I transitioned into being an entrepreneur into Dixon Fit, my fitness journey, one book that really has that same exact mindset is The Compound Effect. This book has really allowed me to take my eyes off of myself and put it onto others. Continue to build trust and that rapport. Just continue to overall do the little things, and the big things will soon follow, right? When you talk about fitness, you have to delay your gratification. Results don't happen overnight. You have to continue to trust the process and the people that you do it with, right? And I'm forever grateful for that. I try to put my best foot forward on a daily basis. And my clientele seem to resonate with that very well. I'm forever grateful, but I have to overall thank this book to kind of jumpstart me into having the exact same mindset I had on the gridiron, but into real life. So please join me in supporting the Eugene Public Library and help make Wi-Fi accessible to all members.
Hey, it's Eugene's reigning slug queen, Queen Slugata Slimeshine here. So excited to be a part of this. I'm very honored to be asked to help with Eugene's Public Library, the foundation, and Friends of Eugene Public Library fundraising event. And this year they're raising money for 300 mobile Wi-Fi spots. So what a really great service to our community that the library provides and all of their supporters. So please ensure that you're supporting financially, however you can, with the resources that you have available, because what a really great service to our community. And I wanted to highlight a local author, Chef Andre Royal, Sr. And not only has he written these two books, look at this, The Hypocritic, and also Little Big Bear, and they were illustrated by his son, Andre Royal Jr. They are in the library. So if you're looking for something for great for adults to read and for children, please grab one of these books. They're also coloring books, so you can color in these, and I've already started to color. So even though I'm an adult, I love coloring. They're really illustrated really nicely. Look how colorful they are. They're really great stories.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I'm the Early Literacy Librarian for Eugene Public Library. This is my husband, Michael.
Hello, I am Michael, and I am a Library Assistant 3 out at the Bethel Branch Library, and we're so pleased to be here with you today. This is such an important cause and such a great way to give back to the community. We're so happy that you're all here. We decided that we were going to sing a song for you all today that reminded us of some of the hard times and the strife that we've been going through, and that we've been through this before, and we're going to get through it again. So are you ready?
I'm ready. This is a song by Mr. Woody Guthrie, and it's about the Dust Bowl times, and we hope you enjoy it.
All right, here we go. Lots of folks back east, they say, leaving home every day, they're hitting that hot old dusty way to the California line. Across the desert sands they roll, they're getting out of that old dust bowl. Think they're going to a sugar bowl, but here's what they find. Police at the port of entry say, you're number 14,000 for today. If you ain't got the do-re-mi, boys, you ain't got the do-re-mi. Well, you better go back to beautiful Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Georgia, Tennessee. California's a garden of Eden, a paradise to live in or see. But believe it or not, you won't find it so hard if you ain't got the do-re-mi. Now you want to buy yourself a home and farm, and that can't deal nobody no harm, or take your vacation by the mountains or the sea. But don't swap your old cow for a car. Sit right tight just where you are and take this little bit of advice from me. 'Cause I look at the wanteds every day. The headlines on those papers always say, if you ain't got the do-re-mi, boy, you ain't got the do-re-mi. Well, you'd better go back to beautiful Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Georgia, Tennessee. California's a garden of Eden, a paradise to live in or see. But believe it or not, you won't find it so hot if you ain't got the do-re-mi. But believe it or not, you won't find it so hot if you ain't got the do-re-mi. Thank you so much, and we really hope that this event is super successful and has a big impact on the community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, thank you, Michael and Rachel. Oh, that was so much fun. All right, I know you got up and danced in your living rooms, right? Maybe even in your kitchen, who knows? That was really fun. Thanks again, Michael and Rachel. And all of the guests who have joined us tonight to support the library's campaign for the mobile Wi-Fi hotspot lending. Eugene Public Library is so grateful. The Eugene Public Library Foundation is so grateful. We want to thank our partnering sponsor once again, Lane Forest Products. Thank you so much for all you do for the community and for everyone here at the Eugene Public Library Foundation. We want to thank our sponsors. You see them right there on the screen. They have been amazing, and we couldn't do it without them. And thank you to the donors and all of you there with us tonight. We really appreciate your support. And if you can give, great. And if not, just give with your heart and always support your Eugene Public Library. It's an amazing place, and it's an amazing foundation that works behind the scenes. So I know we're close to our goal. Donate online, like I said, eplfoundation.org/Wi-Fi, and or send in a check to the address on your screen. And we thank you for it. And don't forget, put your name in the chat box if you want to be entered for the door prize that we are going to announce shortly. Now, if you've already donated, your name's in there. But if you haven't, please put your name in the chat so everybody has a chance to win a fantastic door prize. We will announce that shortly, and I mean shortly. But first, remember that epic domino book fall I talked about? Are you ready? Call everybody in if they've taken a quick little break. It's time for the epic Domino Book Fall. Wasn't that amazing? Thank you so much. And our whiz at Technicolor, Techna everything, Madison in the background. She cannot come on screen and say hi, but she's waving. And we thank her so much for all the wonderful work she's done for tonight. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce a woman that, beyond words, what she's done for the Eugene Public Library Foundation. And big thanks, before I introduce her, to the Friends of Eugene Public Library. Without you, just saying. And now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce the Executive Director of the Eugene Public Library Foundation, none other than Reed DeVaz McGowan. Reed, it's all you.
Hi, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Storm, so much, Will. Thank you to all of our friends and supporters, family members, everyone that we know in our community who have come together to support this wonderful campaign to bring mobile Wi-Fi lending to Eugene Public Library. I just got some really wonderful news that we made our goal. And remember, you can still give, and that will just bring more mobile Wi-Fi hotspots to Eugene Public Library. But we hit that critical goal of $60,000 to bring 300 units. I also have this special fancy envelope to announce who the special prize winner is, and we will be in touch with you, Karen Feidler. So congratulations, Karen. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to the Friends of Eugene Public Library, to Eugene Public Library Foundation, and all of those who have come together to support this incredible program.